Hi everybody. Okay, so this video we're going to go over a job order costing system. So what I have here is I've created a job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4, and a job 5. So these are the direct materials, direct labor, factory overhead, if it applies to all of them. Now you'll notice that on 2 of these jobs, there's no factory overhead. That's because those jobs are not complete. Some other information that we probably need to know is indirect material was applied by $5,000 and indirect labor applied was $9,500, and this company uses factory overhead is applied based on direct labor cost. Now that can vary. Okay, so just you have to read when you look at the story problem or any type of problem, you have to look at how they're going to apply factory overhead. So what we need to do in this problem is we need to journalize the actual direct material, the direct labor, any factory overhead, and we also need to move any products, any jobs that are completed out of our work in process and into our finished goods. So let's go ahead and let's do this. So we have on part A, we need to journalize the direct and indirect material used. So our work in process, now we have not moved any of these items to finished goods. So our work in process for direct and indirect material used, we're going to use job 1's direct material plus job 2's plus job 3's plus job 4's and job 5. So that totals $103,000. Factory overhead. If we remember from our chapter 1, this is going to continue on throughout the whole entire book. Indirect, that's not directly related to the product, is called factory overhead. And they have told us that there was $5,000 that was applied to all of the jobs. Okay, so our material, our credit is the $103,000 plus the $5,000. Okay, so we got our direct and our indirect material used. Next, they want us to do the direct and indirect labor. Okay, so our work in process is every direct labor, so $4,000 from job 1, $13,000 from job 2, $10,000 from job 3, $28,000, that's a big job for job 4, and $8,000. Oh yes, I forgot to put my equal sign. Okay, so we have those. Our factory overhead, they told us that they had indirect labor applied to all of them for $9,500. So our wages payable is going to be the work in process plus the factory overhead. So now we have wages of $72,500. Now the factory overhead applied. I'm telling us that factory overhead is applied based on direct labor cost. You can only do this on jobs completed. So we had jobs 1, 2, and 3 that were completed. So we need to look at each of the factory overheads. So I'll bring over from job 3. I would bring over from job 2. I'm sorry, job 1 was $3,000, job 2 was $9,750, and job 3 was $7,500. Now this is based on direct labor cost. Okay, we're not getting into calculating the hours yet. That's coming later. So we're going to base this on direct labor cost. So I'm going to put for each job what their direct labor is. In order to find that rate, I'm going to divide my factory overhead by my direct labor. And I'll just, for simplicity, copy this down. We have, it magically works out to be 75%. Now, if this hadn't worked out, we would have, since this is based on direct labor cost, we would apply each percentage to it. So if I look at my direct labor, my total, since everybody is 75%, the 4,000 plus the 13,000 plus the 10,000, that's 27,000. We determined our rate was 75%. So I take that 27,000 times 75%, and that gives me how much factory overhead is going to be applied to the completed job. So that's 20,250 there and 20,250 there. Let me go ahead and I'll get those so they look better here. Oops. Got to do the comma first. Okay. The last step is any completed jobs. We need to take that out of work in process, and we need to move it to finished goods. So our debit will be the 19,000 plus the 43,750 plus the 35,500, and again we can add those three up. So then we have $98,250 that is in finished goods that we can now bill our customers. So this is just a basic sample of job order costing. I said it's just once you know all of your individual cost, you're able to do this calculation. And again, when you're looking at your factory overhead applied, remember this is only on completed jobs. We're not going to apply factory overhead until they are actually completed for these two. Because these guys are not completed, they may still have some labor that's not accounted for. Any questions? Feel free to let me know. Thanks.